I just got out of seeing Eddington, the newest Ari Aster directed movie. It's got Joaquin Phoenix, Pedro Pascal, Luke Grimes is in this, Emma Stone, Austin Butler, whole cast of characters. And this movie is about a small town in the year 2020. COVID is happening. Everyone's paranoid, doing their thing. And a sheriff who's kind of like a staunch, anti-masker, more traditional, Republican, versus Pedro Pascal, who's a more liberal-leaning mayor of the town, who wants to kind of like keep up mask mandates, bring big tech to the small town, clashing. Their political ideals start clashing. They run against each other for mayor, and that's the plot of this entire movie. Now, I didn't really like this. It's basically one entire big reference to 2020. I'm talking it references everything, like the killer wasps or hornets or whatever, the Blackout Thursday or whatever that was on Instagram. We got COVID, obviously. We got so much happening in this movie. And what's really crazy is 2020 was not that long ago. We're talking 5 years at the recording of this video. And it's just really odd to have a movie reminiscing on 2020 and just like how crazy that was, how politically intense, when we're not really out of the woods. That's the thing, man. It's hard to look back at this and laugh, because we're still kind of, into that same political era, like stuff that's not over. We're like laughing when we're not even out of the woods. And a lot of this movie is just like, you guys remember how crazy COVID was? And it's like, well, yeah. But it just feels to me a little soon to be tackling that as a topic. Which, it's a bold move, don't get me wrong. And Ari Aster does an okay job. The characters are solid. I think Ari Aster is always great at kind of building this, I want to say, awkward tension, or just general tension in movies, and especially for his really weird third acts. Eddington really carries over that batshit crazy third act thing he has going on. And I don't even want to go into the details of this. If you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I wasn't really a fan. I think the more I delve personally into Ari Aster's catalog, the more I find his flaws. Like, I loved Hereditary when I first saw it. I have not rewatched it since. Midsommar I've rewatched, and I like that one. Beau is Afraid I didn't really like, and this kind of follows down that path of not a fan. There is some real overt messaging going on in this movie, and it doesn't really like force like certain ideas. The main idea it tries to get down your throat is just how crazy things are. and how things aren't always how they are perceived, is what I got from it, at least. Like, we have a homeless man who I think represents COVID, just as a whole. There's so much going on here, and I think that's one of Ari Aster's biggest flaws, in my opinion. He always comes up with all these ideas, and is like, I'm going to tackle them all in this movie, and it just becomes too much. And it dilutes a lot of what it's trying to say, and it just doesn't look good. And I think that's what bugged me the most about this movie, is I think somewhere here there's a good movie. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. I think there is something here. But the big question is, did it have to be made now? Could this have waited, maybe 5 years from now, 2030, we could have made something? Because it feels like we're reflecting on something we're not even ready to reflect on yet. We still haven't seen the historical impact of everything that has gone on in the past 5 years, at least to a major extent. And I don't know how that's gonna work out. Also, sidebar, this feels like a Jesse Plemons movie. Like, I feel like Jesse Plemons should have appeared at some point and he didn't. Maybe that's because it takes place in New Mexico and I'm Breaking Bad coded or whatever. But I'm missing it, man. I don't know what it is. Anyway, check out Eddington if you like Ari Aster, if you're maybe into political thrillers, but I wasn't a fan. I can't really say I enjoyed this one, but I think maybe down the line it'll be worth a rewatch just to see how things age, because that's what I'm mainly curious about. And yeah, keep making stuff. Peace.